I know. You like the bones like those are yours.
Hey guys, well, welcome back. Take a look outside. It is pitch dark outside, and I figured you guys would want to possibly go along with me as I am fixing to go outside. We've got about 3 inches or so of snow still on the ground. It's been melting the last few days, but even though hunting season ended a few days ago, that doesn't mean that I stop getting ready for next season. I am already thinking about next season, and so with this snow, it's kind of rare for us here in the last like 10 years that we get this amount of snow. We had about 6.5 inches here on the hunting grounds. It's been on the ground for a few days and it's not melted much, but that's been a few days that the deer have been able to get out, move around, and really get on their travel routes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get out there in the dark with Journey. Journey's gonna go along with me just in case some bucks have shed their antlers, and we'll be doing some training along the way. I've got one of the bucks that have shed on a different property this year. I've got it all scented up, and we'll just be playing with that, going back and forth. But I'm going to be checking trail cameras as well. But this is a great way to, when the snow's on the ground, to figure out where your predators are using their trails, where the deer are using their trails to come into your food plots or cut across some of these hills, because it's very steep topography around here. And if you can figure that out, it's going to help you place your deer stands next season. So I'm going to go outside. I'm not really that excited about it because it's still freezing. It's probably going to be in the 20s or maybe the teens while I'm out there with the wind chill. But I'm excited because I've never walked this place with this much snow, and I'm really going to be able to see a whole story laid out on the ground. So come along with me. It's going to get cold. You guys will be nice and warm though. Let's go. Well, I'm no professional dog trainer by any means, but I do have a new antler that does not have much scent on it besides the bone scent that I actually put on it. And I figured it'd be a good time to train Journey even more. She's pretty good at finding the bones. She knows what they are visually, but we're trying to work on the scent. So with this snow that you can see all over the ground, there's no trails of me walking and placing this or anything else out here that's really going to distract her. And as you can see right there, I've actually got the shed. Threw it out there. She has no idea it's there. And what we're going to try to do is just walk by it and see if she just picks it up by scent. Not much wind or anything, and we'll just see how she does here.
Good girl. Go find your bone. Where's your bone? Go find a bone. There she goes. Kind of sticks out like a sore thumb there. Good girl. Here, bring it here. I know I'm blinding you to the light. That's a good girl. Yeah, good girl.
So there you go. That's what we're going to do. We're going to keep playing that little game. I'll throw it into the brush. I'll throw it into the tall grass. That way it doesn't stick out as much and she's just using her nose. But that's the way I've done it. She's pretty smart. She knows what they look like. She can smell them, and she retrieves them and brings them back. She gets really excited about it. It's not very hard. You just got to work with your dogs a lot. A lot of times I don't have a lot of time to work with her, but this is a cool opportunity. I need to start bringing this bone out there with me more. That's what I try to do anytime I'm going out and I'm just walking. Take this bone along, make sure it's all scented up with that bone scent, and just chunk it and just, you know, let her be surprised by finding these bones all the time. The more she can work, the better she'll get. So not a whole lot of tracks in the yard. There are some, but we're fixing to head out to the food plot. So far this front food plot is absolutely flooded with deer tracks. And what we're doing is we're skirting the edge where I am, and I'm trying to find these areas that the deer funnel down into to come into this food plot. And so far this is one of the heaviest used areas right here, and it's changed a lot, you know, since I've changed the land over the last few years, really clearing out areas, working food plots, doing some TSI. It's kind of changed how the deer walk in here. So this is noted that if I want to put a stand up here versus where I actually have a stand where they were all coming the last few years in, this would be the place to put up a stand to improve my odds of actually getting a deer. I'd rather set up a stand somewhere where I know the odds of like majority of the deer are gonna walk through versus one random one might walk out. Now we'll take note of where all these other tracks are too, because that could be just a single buck or maybe just a single doe coming in. But I will go back home and map all these out and kind of put these into play when I'm actually working the management plan for this year. This is absolutely crazy. This is something I already knew based on just watching the deer this year. I knew the deer were gonna come in and out of this corner like crazy. But this is what you wanna look for as, good gosh, as a deer hunter. You can pattern your deer in snow, and I can almost guarantee you, if you pattern your deer in the snow, it's gonna allow you to kill a deer right there next year. I am talking thousands, if not probably even hundreds of thousands of tracks all back here behind me. Every single one of them intersect within a 20-yard radius. If you could put a stand up on one of these trees, it's the hot spot to sit. It would be a great spot for the rut. It's a great spot for early season and late season because they're coming into these food sources. This is a spot that I've got to adjust. I've got a tree stand that's off of this about 60 yards. The one for the proof buck is actually intersecting it as it comes off, but it's 60 yards away from this big intersection point. So who knows what could come in this intersection point and veer off one of the other directions and not come by that stand that I got for proof buck. Good gosh, that's insane. Absolutely insane. This is what you look for right here. This is why you start working for your deer after deer season's done. Start hunting for them next year. Here's a cool little tip for you. I actually had a little bit of ribbon that I had left over from surveying that were out here that I didn't need anymore, so I've pulled some of them off because I didn't have any to take from the house. But I went ahead and marked this deer trail. Walks right through here, right beside this great big oak tree. Perfect spot to put a stand. So if you can, bring some ribbon. Go out there and flag through where these deer are walking through. If you got a good tree that you can already find, go ahead and flag it and mark it. And then you can know next season that's exactly where you're gonna come hang a stand. I'm actually gonna go print off a map as well and mark out where all these deer trails go and some of these tree stand locations. But that's pretty cool. This trail went through here just perfectly. I already know where I want to put a stand. This is going to be the tree that's going to have a lot of deer hunting out of it this next year. All right, guys, well, I am now back in the middle of a candy shot plot, fixing to head back to the house. Found no sheds. My deer are holding on to them really strong around here. I think they're healthy. They've had the food, they've had the water, because I've been supplying it to them all year, even though we've been in one of the worst droughts that we've ever had on record for most of the summer into the fall. And that's why I think a lot of deer are losing their antlers early. But I found out the information that I was seeking here on this food plot. I know where the deer are kind of concentrating on, and that's going to help me place my rednecks and my tree stands and everything this year. And of course it could change as I come in. I do some timber stand improvement and do some prescribed burns and stuff. The deer might start coming in a different way. They might start hanging out in a different area of the property because they like it better. So I'll just have to always keep changing, but hopefully this helped you guys out. It's cold. It's the only time I can get out here and do it is when it's dark, because I still have to work a full-time job. So if I have to get out here in the dark and the snow to do it, then I'm going to do it. But this snow can definitely help you guys. So hopefully you guys get out there while you guys have some snow on the ground this winter, and it will help figure out how to kill deer for next year. So comment down below what you guys enjoyed about this episode. If there's any tips that I didn't talk about that you guys use when you get out and you're walking in the snow for, you know, making your deer season better next year, then comment down below and let's help other hunters out. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Until next time, have a better than average day. There you go. You find it? That's a good girl. Look at you. Good girl. I know. You like the bones like those are yours. Yes, you smell it? Crazy.